Really close. Can you hear me okay? Okay. When kids meet wherever, school, playground, another friend's house, a conversation usually comes up where my kids proudly state, "Well, I am Mexican and I'm Jewish." It is sweet conversation to listen to as the kids figure this out amongst themselves and keep playing. Maybe they say cool, or I've never met a Jewish Mexican, or someone that was both. It is sweet and childlike, but it's also an important reminder. We as Jews are from all types of backgrounds, cultures, and experience different realities of safety here in the United States. For our family, there is intersectionality where our experience is both as a Jewish family, but also an immigrant Spanish language Mexican family. We are very fortunate in many ways, and I don't feel like it is my place to speak in front of this detention center. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't feel incredibly lucky that this current reality for many is not the current reality for my family. But I also know that it could have been my family. And I have a duty to use my security of citizenship to use my voice and speak out. We have a good friend that has a family that looks similar to ours, and they are unable to fix his papers. He also came undocumented, left and came back, which makes him ineligible for a waiver. My husband similarly came here, same journey, left and came back, but due to a loophole and a difference of a few dates, he was eligible and our friend is not. That is all the difference it takes to live in fear versus build a future here. Going through the waiver process for my husband was an incredibly humbling experience. I had not felt so helpless before. My husband needed to leave the country and our small children for a minimum of 6 weeks, but it could be up to 2 years to complete the process. By the time 4 months had passed, I had to consider options, worst case scenario if he wasn't granted a visa soon. I had begun preparing to bring my children to Mexico to stay there while I worked, as I was unable to afford the legal expenses, household bills, and the child care costs to keep working. I kept thinking, I was a college-educated professional American citizen, and I'm unable to do this process on my own for my family. How does a family that's ESL-speaking immigrant family navigate the system and advocate for their rights and afford adequate legal counsel? Without the waiver process, everything we created had a backup emergency plan, knowing it could change with a traffic stop. Now my husband is just beginning to dream and think that he too can have a future here. He has started to believe he does have a voice and important things to share. For so long, he felt like his voice didn't count here. He is working tonight, so he said some things for me to read for him. So this is on behalf of him. America is more than a second home for me now. My family is here. My children are Mexican American, and I couldn't imagine living back in Mexico anymore. Now being in the United States as a Latino immigrant, we are in a place that has never been felt here before. Now to hear such false beliefs who we are or why we are here is unsettling. It doesn't feel safe. I find myself constantly trying to assess if someone is of the belief that I don't belong. We are so lucky to have been able to build what we have, but we know we are not untouchable and someone could take apart everything we built. If you can imagine being an immigrant trying to cross the line amongst many other immigrants, kids, single mothers, teenagers, and entire families, scared, insecure of the future and what is waiting for you on the other side. When I crossed the line, I saw desperation, but I also saw hope. I saw determination and perseverance as we walked for days in 100-degree temperatures, taking turns carrying the babies as we kept walking. We couldn't stop. All the struggle was for final destination. So many people were not successful. After coming through what we went through to get to the United States, to be greeted by being put in jails, treated as criminals, and being told that we are illegitimate and we don't matter. There are people that talk as if we are destroying the country. It feels as if immigrants and Latinos are being hunted down by ICE when all we are wanting to do is work, be with our family, and have a better life. The dangerous criminals are the ones that we met on our journey that are preying on the immigrants. The immigrants are not the dangerous criminals. We Latinos are the people that are most impacted by the hateful rhetoric. The policies putting immigrants in cages, tearing them away from families, are making our country less safe, not the people in cages. What is our legacy and what is our moral compass as a country? Undocumented families and children of undocumented immigrants live with shame and fear that will continue for generations, and the impact on our communities will carry on for generations.